Oedipus, a king crowned in terror. He was a king, a ruler beloved by his people. Oedipus, the sovereign of Thebes, was not just any monarch. He was a beacon of hope and prosperity for his city. Oedipus, king of Thebes, seemed to possess it all: power, wisdom, and the admiration of his subjects. His reign was marked by peace and prosperity, and his people looked up to him with unwavering respect. Yet a shadow lurked beneath the surface, a monstrous prophecy foretelling a destiny too horrific to contemplate. The oracle's words were a dark cloud hanging over his seemingly perfect life. Oedipus's story is not one of triumph but of tragedy, a descent from the pinnacle of glory to the abyss of despair. His journey from a revered king to a figure of immense sorrow is a tale that has echoed through the corridors of time. He was a man ensnared by fate, his every step, every decision drawing him closer to the fulfillment of a horrifying destiny. Despite his efforts to escape, the prophecy's grip tightened with every move he made. His tale is a stark reminder of the fragility of human happiness and the awesome power of fate. The story of Oedipus is a powerful testament to how quickly fortune can turn, leaving even the mightiest in ruins. Oedipus's story serves as a potent symbol of the human condition, a timeless exploration of fate versus free will, guilt and innocence, and the blinding nature of truth. It delves deep into the complexities of human existence and the eternal struggle between destiny and choice. His tragedy continues to resonate through the ages, a chilling reminder of the capricious nature of destiny and the enduring power of ancient myths. The story of Oedipus remains a poignant reflection on the human experience, forever etched in the annals of history. The tale begins long before Oedipus's rise to power with a chilling prophecy delivered by the Oracle of Delphi. Laius, king of Thebes, and his wife Jocasta were warned of a terrible fate. Their son would grow up to kill his father and marry his mother. Imagine their horror, the weight of such a dreadful prediction, their own flesh and blood, a curse upon their house. The prophecy cast a long, dark shadow over their lives, a spectre of dread that would haunt their every waking moment. Desperate to defy the gods and escape this horrific destiny, they resorted to a desperate measure. They could not bear to kill their own child, yet they felt powerless against the word of the oracle. Their decision, born of fear and desperation, would have far-reaching consequences. Believing they could cheat fate, Laius and Jocasta made a heart-wrenching choice. They were haunted by a prophecy that their son would grow up to kill his father and marry his mother. They ordered a shepherd to abandon their infant son on a desolate mountainside, left to the mercy of the elements. The rugged terrain and harsh weather were meant to ensure the child's demise. Their hope was that this act, this terrible sacrifice, would break the chain of fate and spare them the prophecy's fulfillment. They believed that by removing the child from their lives, they could alter the course of destiny. Little did they know their actions only served to set in motion the very events they sought to prevent. The threads of fate are not so easily severed. The shepherd, moved by pity, couldn't bring himself to abandon the child to certain death. His heart ached at the thought of leaving the innocent baby to perish. He instead delivered the infant to another shepherd, a man from the distant land of Corinth. This act of compassion would have far-reaching consequences. The child, Oedipus, was raised by the king and queen of Corinth, oblivious to his true parentage and the terrible prophecy that hung over his head. He grew up in a world of privilege and love, unaware of the dark fate that awaited him. He grew into a strong and capable young man, admired for his intelligence and courage. His adoptive parents were proud of him, and he was beloved by the people of Corinth. Yet fate, like a spider patiently weaving its web, waited for the opportune moment to ensnare its prey. The prophecy loomed over him, an invisible force guiding his steps toward an inevitable destiny. Years passed, and Oedipus, now a young man, heard whispers of the prophecy surrounding his birth. Unsure of its validity and troubled by the implications, he sought the counsel of the Oracle of Delphi, hoping to uncover the truth of his origins. The oracle, a conduit to the gods and their inscrutable designs, confirmed his worst fears. She revealed the prophecy, the terrible fate that awaited him. He was destined to kill his father and marry his mother. Horrified and desperate to avoid such a monstrous fate, Oedipus made a fateful decision. Believing the king and queen of Corinth to be his true parents, he fled his home, determined to sever all ties and escape the prophecy's reach. Little did he know, his flight from Corinth would lead him directly into the jaws of fate. Oedipus's journey led him to a crossroads, a place where paths converged and destinies were forever altered. This was not just a physical intersection, but a symbolic one, representing the choices and fates that lay ahead. There he encountered a fearsome creature, the Sphinx, a monstrous being with the head of a woman, the body of a lion, and the wings of an eagle. This creature was not just a physical threat, but a guardian of profound mysteries. The Sphinx terrorized Thebes, devouring anyone who failed to answer her riddle. The city lived in constant fear, its people desperate for a savior. Oedipus, with his sharp mind and unwavering courage, stepped forward to confront the beast. He was determined to end the suffering of Thebes and prove his worth. He correctly solved the Sphinx's riddle, a feat that had eluded countless others, and in doing so, freed Thebes from her reign of terror. The city erupted in joy, celebrating their newfound freedom. Hailed as a hero, Oedipus was unaware that his victory over the Sphinx was but another step towards fulfilling the prophecy he so desperately sought to avoid. The cheers of the crowd masked the ominous future that awaited him. As a reward for his bravery, he was offered the throne of Thebes, recently vacated by the death of the king. This honor seemed like the pinnacle of his achievements. Unknowingly, he was stepping into the shoes of the man he had sworn to never become, his father. The very act of accepting the throne set in motion the wheels of fate, leading him closer to the tragic destiny foretold by the oracle. King of Thebes, unknowingly embracing his doom, Oedipus, embraced by the people of Thebes, ascended to the throne. He married Jocasta, the widowed queen, unaware that she was the mother he had sought to avoid. He ruled wisely and justly, bringing peace and prosperity to the city. Years passed, and Oedipus and Jocasta had 4 children together. 2 sons, Eteocles and Polynices, and 2 daughters, Antigone and Ismene. The prophecy seemed nothing more than a distant nightmare, a cruel trick played by the gods. Yet fate is a relentless pursuer, and the truth, like a festering wound, will eventually be exposed. A plague swept through Thebes, decimating the population and plunging the city into chaos. Oedipus, determined to save his people, vowed to find the source of the plague and end its devastation. His quest for truth would unravel the carefully woven tapestry of his life, revealing a horrifying reality that would shatter his world. The unveiling of truth's bitter revelation. Driven by his unwavering sense of justice and his desire to save Thebes, Oedipus launched an investigation into the cause of the plague. His search for answers led him to a shepherd, the very same shepherd who had spared his life as an infant. Piece by agonizing piece, the truth emerged. Oedipus, through his own relentless pursuit of justice, uncovered the horrifying reality of his actions. He had killed his father, Laius, at a crossroads years earlier, fulfilling the first part of the prophecy. His marriage to Jocasta, his own mother, sealed his tragic fate. The weight of his deeds, the realization that he had been living a lie, proved unbearable. Jocasta, unable to cope with the horrifying truth, took her own life. Oedipus, blinded by grief and consumed by guilt, blinded himself, unable to bear the sight of the world he had irrevocably corrupted. Echoes in eternity. Oedipus across time and tales. Oedipus's story, a tale of fate, free will, and the devastating consequences of unintended actions, has resonated through the ages. Ancient Greek playwrights, notably Sophocles in his masterpiece, found fertile ground in this tragic tale, exploring the complexities of fate, guilt, and the human condition. Seneca, the Roman playwright, offered his own interpretation of the Oedipus myth, focusing on the themes of stoicism and the inevitability of fate. Voltaire, the French Enlightenment writer, used Oedipus as a vehicle to critique religious hypocrisy and the abuse of power. Oedipus's story transcends time and culture. His tragedy continues to captivate and horrify audiences, serving as a stark reminder of the power of fate and the flawed nature of humanity. a legacy of fate, free will, and the human condition. Oedipus's story is a tragedy of epic proportions. It is a stark reminder that we are not always in control of our own destinies. His every attempt to outrun fate only drew him closer to its fulfillment. His relentless pursuit of truth, while admirable, led to his own undoing. The tale of Oedipus is a timeless exploration of the human condition. It forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about fate, free will, and the nature of guilt and innocence. It challenges us to examine our own lives, our choices, and the forces that shape our destinies. Oedipus's legacy is one of enduring fascination and profound tragedy. His story serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the most well-intentioned actions can have unforeseen and devastating consequences. It is a testament to the power of storytelling and the timeless themes that continue to resonate with audiences across the ages.